Yo, what is up guys, Gray here, and today we are back for week 1 of the UPA, where we'll be going up against Jorge and his San and Eggys. He's a really great guy and a fellow Executor enthusiast, if you couldn't tell by his own team name. Sadly we aren't repping Executor ourselves, but he goes all out on his. His link will be down in the description, as well as all the other coaches in the UPA. Make sure to check them out. A bunch of guys that I've never actually knew existed before, but after checking out their content, really great content creators, certainly better than myself. So if you haven't checked any of them out before, make sure you do. And without further ado, let's get into the team. So there'll be a timestamp up if you want to skip this portion of the video, go straight to the battle, but I would definitely advise you watch the team builder just to see why I'm bringing what I'm bringing. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into this team. So my opponent has got Urshifu Rapid Strike, GMax Gengar, Darmanitan, Skarmory, Galvantula, Serena, Regidrago, Espeon, Piloswine, Carbink, and Alolan-Egg Executor. Of course he's got the Executor. He can not have a draft without Executor, I'm pretty sure. So really scary team actually. Gigantamax Gengar haunts my nightmares after APA Academy playoffs, where I literally had nothing to do with it. It swept through me, and that was with an item, had to be a Pokeball, and also it was first turn. Was it first turn GMax? I'm pretty sure it was first turn GMax as well. So the biggest nerf to Gigantamax Gengar you can actually have, and it still just blew me back. So coming up against this thing again is really triggering my PTSD. But I think we're a bit better off this time than we were in the APA Academy. At least I hope we are, because yeah, this thing could just destroy us still. It's a matter of it can just claim lives. But looking at his team, he has plenty of hazard setters with Piloswine, Skarmory, and Galvantula being the main ones. Carbink does get Stealth Rock as well, but honestly, Carbink just exists in this matchup. He doesn't really do anything. If it shows up, then it shows up, but I don't think I should be too worried about it. This is when I get swept by it, of course, but yeah, I don't think I should be too worried about the Carbink. Piloswine, probably going to bring the rocks. Skarmory, I'd say, probably bring spikes, and if Galvantula comes, that would definitely be bringing the sticky web, in my opinion. His removal is just Skarmory and Serena. His clerics in Alolan Executor, Espeon, and Serena, and he has tons of pivots in Darmanitan, Serena, Urshifu with U-turn, Galvantula with Volt Switch, and Espeon gets Baton Pass. And today I learned that Alolan Executor actually gets Teleport. So yeah, he's got plenty of versatility on his team. That's not the word I'm looking for. Utility is what I was looking for. That's the word. Yeah, he's got plenty of utility on his team. His hazard removal, pretty much just being Skarmory and Serena, is very easy for me to try and work around, because both are weak to my best hazard setter in Colossal. So that's kind of nice. But looking at his team, I think Urshifu Rapid Strike is 100% coming. So is the GMax Gengar. Looking at this matchup, actually, I think that Skarmory is 100% coming in one way, shape, or form. I don't know. As you, if you know your cries, you'll know exactly which two mons those were. But I think Skarmory is definitely coming. He needs some form of hazard removal. I think it's better than Serena in this matchup. He may bring both. I'm not sure, but I think it's definitely going to be Skarmory over Serena if he's going to bring one hazard remover. It also does better at just setting up hazards. Darmanitan is an absolute menace. Choice Scarf just runs through my team. It does so much damage, and I'm really limited in my switch-ins, and eventually I will get worn down because I don't have a ton of reliable recovery on this team. Galvantula, I think if it comes, it's definitely just a webs sort of lead mon. It could do good damage with Life Orb, Volt Switch to my switch-ins, but I'm not sure if it would show up or not. It's probably going to be Volt Switch, Bug Buzz, Energy Ball, Sticky Web if it does, because it needs to be able to hit the Swampert for good damage. Regidrago is an absolute problem for my team. If he runs Dragon Dance and gets to +2, then it does become a big issue. I am bringing one of my 2 fairy types, and I'm thinking that maybe the fact that I have 2 fairy types is going to dissuade him from wanting to bring it, but he still very well could do, and it could put in a lot of work should I play poorly. Serena, I think, is unlikely to come, but at the same time, it doesn't have a terrible matchup, I guess. I just don't think it has a particularly great one either. Espeon is a bit average in this matchup. I don't think it's got the best one. Piloswine, definitely could see that showing up. It's a good check to my Zeraora. I say a good check, it's probably his best check to my Zeraora, because he just doesn't have particularly good checks at all to it. Carbink is a Carbink, and Alolan-Egg, if it turns up, is probably going to be Trick Room 3 attacks. And that's a little bit scary, because I've not really prepped too much for Trick Room, but I should be able to deal with it. Hopefully I should be able to deal with it just fine. But yeah, let's get into our team. First up, we have got Greg the Swampert. Obviously, keeping on from Phil the Skarmory in BBR, we have Greg with his leftovers, with a Impish Nature and Torrent ability. I don't see any reason to run Damp here. His Explosion Mon is Regidrago. I think maybe Alolan-Egg gets it as well. Carbink gets it, but Carbink's doing about 10% with it. So I decided to run Torrent just so I have a more powerful Flip Turn once I get low. Flip Turn, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Protect. It's pretty much all I need to deal with this, to do the job that it needs to do, and that is to check Darmanitan. It's not going to be a permanent switch, but every time Swampert comes in, it gets 3 Stealth Rocks. And if Skarmory comes in, I can play around that. But I have Protect on there just to firstly scout out what Darmanitan wants to do should it be in. If it wants to U-turn, then so be it. I can then go for like an Earthquake or a Stealth Rock. But it also helps me work out what other things are doing. If I work out the Urshifu is choice locked, then I can scout for what move it wants to go there. Same with Serena. If it happens to be choiced, then I can scout out what move it wants to go for and go from there. So, but it's mainly just to get me more passive leftovers recovery, because I do get worn down pretty quickly, even though I check Darmanitan quite well. I still do eventually lose out the 1v1. Over time I will, but if we have rocks up, then we won't. But he definitely has a very free defog with Skarmory if he wants to go into that. Next up, we have got our Tangrowth with Rocky Helmet. Again, with the Impish Nature. Regenerator, of course, and Power Whip, Earthquake, Leech Seed, and Protect. This is absolutely my dedicated Urshifu switch-in. Choice Banded is going to hurt. However, it is going to be weakening itself. If it's a sub-bulk up set, it's a little bit scary, because I would have to hit Power Whips. But even at +2, I will be able to take a close combat, and Power Whip will be able to break a sub. And we can always come in afterwards and revenge kill it with something else, should it be setting up bulk ups. As long as we break the sub, then we're in a good place. If it's Choice Scarf or Choice Banded, then we can take it on. Choice Scarf much better than Choice Banded. The Choice Banded will eventually wear us down, but we do have a way of healing this back up. Of course, Regenerator being the broken ability it is, we can switch out and get the health back. His best switch into this really being the Skarmory. I guess the Serena as well, but I don't think they'll want to risk like a potential knockoff or a potential Sludge Bomb or Poison Jab, so I think they go to Skarmory, because honestly the only move it learns that it could really do anything with is going to be Shockwave, and that's not doing a whole lot to a Skarmory anyway. So yeah, we've got Leech Seed to be able to try and get some passive healing off of that. Also helps with things like the Swampert trying to get back up to full health. I can kind of use the Leech Seed just as healing for my whole team, because of course the Regenerative ability, I don't necessarily need the health on my Tangrowth, but it's certainly there, and I don't expect Skarmory to be running Brave Bird. It could very well be running Brave Bird, but I don't think it will be. I think he's going to go Body Press, Hazard, Defog, Roost, would be my guess. He might run 2 attacking moves, but I think having 1 Hazard and having it as his removal is probably like ideal for him. Next up, we have got our Zeraora with the Heavy Duty Boots. Adamant Nature, Volt Absorb, of course, the same new ability. Plasma Fist, Close Combat, Play Rough, and Bulk Up. And honestly, Zeraora just goes in certain situations. So he really doesn't have a great switch into it. Things like Regidrago can switch in, Piloswine can switch in, Alolan-Egg can switch in, but they aren't going to appreciate taking the hit, like a super effective hit from like Play Rough or Close Combat as coverage. Skarmory takes a massive chunk from Plasma Fists. Sure, he can definitely take one. But yeah, Zeraora is just going to punch a big hole through its deep. It outspeeds everything that's not scarfed, and with the heavy duty boots, it means that it's not worried about any hazards. It's not worried about the sticky web should he choose to set them, and me be unable to get rid of them. Yeah, the heavy duty boots just means that I'm constantly like able to keep pivoting in and just doing damage and being able to get back out. But yeah, Zeraora is just really good as well for dealing with Gengar once it's done with Gigantamax. It can't actually take a Plasma Fist unless it's very, very defensive. Urshifu doesn't appreciate Plasma Fists at all, nor does Skarmory. Darmanitan, if it's not scarfed, is not going to appreciate an Adamant Plasma Fist either. Galvantula gets 2-hit KO'd by it, and Espeon just gets OHKO'd. So there's a lot of things that really do not appreciate Zeraora on his team. Next up, we got, honestly, my favourite name for this season. We have Colossal with the heavy duty boots and a sassy nature with Flame Body. Overheat, Earthquake, Spikes, and Rapid Spin. Overheat is there primarily as its damage dealing move, able to hit the Skarmory into Sturdy range. If it's already broken Sturdy, then it will just one-shot it. Deals with Galvantula just fine, which is probably going to be his lead if he decides to bring it. Darmanitan is a bit scary because Earthquake hurts, but we do actually live one from Jolly Choice Scarf, which is kind of nuts. That it's times 4 resisted, times 4 weak, and it still can live one. We're especially defensive, so we can take on things like the Galvantula, the Regidrago, and the Gigantamax Gengar. Okay, I wouldn't say we're necessarily taking it on particularly well. This is just on my dedicated lead, and honestly, it's like a counter lead. So if he leaves with Darmanitan or Galvantula or something like Serena or Skarmory, we're in a really good place. If he leaves with Urshifu, then I have my switch into Tangrowth, and yeah, we can just go from there. But yeah, this is effectively just a dedicated lead. It's my hazard removal for this week. Setting up spikes is really nice if he decides not to bring any removal at all, because Skarmory doesn't necessarily have the greatest matchup. He might decide not to bring any removal. Then spikes are just going to be a big problem for his team. Earthquake does a good chunk to Gengar. It does about 50% in its Gigantamax form. I think it's just a little bit less, actually, probably like 40%, which is still very good damage. We'll definitely take that. And other than that, it can check the Alolan-Egg relatively well. Checks the Serena okay, and checks the Espeon just fine as well. Next up, we've got our Urshifu, which this really bugs me. Why is Urshifu facing the wrong way? Like, everything else is facing left, and then Urshifu's here chilling facing right. This just annoys me so much. But he's running his Choice Band with an Adamant nature and, of course, Unseen Fist. Close Combat, Wicked Blow, Sucker Punch, and U-Turn. Dual Stabs really just do so much damage to his team. He does not have a resist to both. I've got U-Turn just for momentum, should I decide to bring this in early and just click a banded U-Turn, because why not? I think most of the time, though, I'm going to want to click a attacking move and just claim a kill, because Close Combat and Wicked Blow one-shot pretty much everything on his team. His fighting resist is Urshifu, which his dark resist is Urshifu, which doesn't appreciate a fighting move at all. He doesn't actually have a good, Carbink is his other dark resist, so I don't know. I feel like I'm going to get destroyed by Carbink in this game because I'm talking so much shit. But yeah, his resists just don't exist. His fighting resist is Gengar, that dies to a Sucker Punch or a Wicked Blow. This actually OHKOs Gigantamax Gengar with, I believe, 108 EVs into HP, which I believe is what he's going to be able to run if he's speed creeping my Urshifu. So we should be able to just OHKO with Sucker Punch. If he has 4 attacks on his Gengar, then that's a preferable situation. If he's got Nasty Plot, then he's going to max guard. And he should max guard and just max guard out his own Gigantamax, which is fine by me because Gengar is less of a threat once it's out of GMax, because I can actually OHKO so many things on my team. But yeah, Urshifu is just here to punch holes and to really be a revenge killer for most things on my team. And lastly, we have got our Gardevoir with the Choice Scarf with a timid nature and the traceability. Psychic, Moonblast, Mystical Fire, and Healing Wish. Psychic and Moonblast really just do so much in this game. If he doesn't bring Skarmory, then he does not have a resist to Psychic outside of Espeon. So he really does not appreciate Psychic at all. Psychic spam does kind of run through his team once we get rid of Skarmory, should we get rid of Skarmory. Outside of that, Moonblast is really good for things like the Regidrago, which we won't actually speed tie if he is max speed, but we do have enough defense EVs to live a +1 Adamant Crunch from the Regidrago. So even if it sets up to +1, I'm not too worried. I can switch this thing in fairly freely, and yeah, we can then Moonblast in return and just pick off the Regidrago, because it doesn't take it particularly well at all. Mystical Fire is literally just there for the Skarmory, I guess for the Galvantula as well, but Galvantula takes like 75% from the Psychic, so I'm really not too worried about that. But this is also another potential revenge killer for Gengar, since I don't believe it gets a flying move and is able to boost its speed. We should always be able to come in with Gardevoir once the Gigantamax is done and be able to just knock it out with a Psychic. So that's the team. I say I feel fairly confident. I feel like this is one of my better built teams, and it may not even matter because Urshifu and Gigantamax Gengar are just absolutely terrifying. And if he does get webs up, it is a bit of a problem because I then have to rely on Zeraora and my Urshifu to be able to do damage, which I know is how it is anyway, but like my Gardevoir will then be outsped by things like the Urshifu and Gengar, and that's just not ideal at all. But our Zeraora, unless it's Choice Scarf on the Urshifu, would always be able to outspeed it and hopefully be able to revenge kill. So yeah, a little bit nervous because I mean, it's been a while since I've done a Wi-Fi game, so there's a fair bit of rust I feel that I need to just kind of shake off a little bit. I'm bound to make mistakes, which is just annoying because I know I'm going to do it. But yeah, I'm rambling on here. So yeah, if you're excited for this battle, then please do leave a like. Support is greatly appreciated. It shows you're enjoying the content. And yeah, let's get into the battle. Okay, so here we are for the battle against Jorge. And I'm not going to lie, we were very rusty setting up the land timer. It has been a while for both of us. And yeah, we're going to see what we're going to be going up against. I definitely, like, if I don't see Urshifu or Gengar, I'm going to be just in such a much better place. We don't see Urshifu. Okay, so he brings Gengar, Galvantula, Espeon, Regidrago, Serena, and Darmanitan. So that actually frees up my what's it called? My Tangrowth to be able to do much more work. I think I'm still going to go with the same lead. I think Colossal is solid, especially if he wants to lead with something like Galvantula. If he leads with anything else really, then we'll just go from there. But I think Colossal is a solid lead. He doesn't have any real good switch ins to it, to be honest. Regidrago could be an issue. I said this during the building. I think it could be an issue. I'm surprised to see Sylveon, but at the same time, Sylveon, Espeon even. At the same time, it does definitely have a place in this match. I wouldn't be surprised with Choice Scarf, in which case I really do need to keep my Colossal healthy, I would say. Choice Scarf Espeon is actually a little bit scary for my team, though I do have Sucker Punch. And honestly, Sucker Punch is looking amazing. As long as we get rid of the Serena, Sucker Punch just beats his team, I'm pretty sure. He definitely doesn't. He's not brought a single Dark Resist, which is kind of wild. Maybe I should have led off with Urshifu, but I don't want to be greedy. Just want to see what he wants to go for first, and we'll go from there. That's a very very cool trainer card he's got there. I appreciate the GMax in the background, especially for a GMax League. I should have definitely got myself another drink. He's off with the Darmanitan. That was kind of to be expected. I feel like there's a U-turn coming out here, but I can't really like risk anything. What I see is, I guess he goes Serena on my my Swampert, which is just fine by me, because then I can go into my Tangrowth, and Tangrowth really is just there to deal with Serena, and getting up the Leech Seed will be really, really nice. Let's see what he wants to go for. He does go for the U-turn, to be expected. We're going to just see this damage. That definitely looks Scarf. It looks like it did quite a lot, but I think that is roughly Scarf damage. Check against Darmanitan whilst he's doing this. U-turn, 18 to 21. I didn't actually see what health I was at. Into Peter Shock, which is the Galvantula. That's cool. I can go back into my Colossal, and honestly, I can start throwing off some pretty free moves. As we have a bit of land timer lag, to be expected. So I'm at 161 after lefties. That's about 17. I mean, maybe it's Adamant Scarf. That looks to be closer to where it is. So yeah, I'm just going to go into my Colossal. If he wants to set up the Sticky Web here, he can set up the Sticky Web. I can't let him get a free switch into Gengar, unfortunately, so I would have to probably go for the Overheat first, and then see what he wants to go into. So he actually goes for the Giga Drain, just attacking what was in front of him. That's fine, because that actually gives me a free Overheat. I don't... do I want to set up Spikes? Yeah. Do I want to set up Spikes? Spikes wouldn't be bad. But I think I want to just throw off an Overheat this early into the game. I don't think it's worth predicting anything, as he's probably just going to go for... he's probably just going to go for a Volt Switch. He's just going to switch, hard switch out, and goes into Pickles, which is the Espeon. That's not going to appreciate an Overheat particularly. We do hit, which is absolutely fantastic. And I'm just going to go for an Earthquake on this, because we can take any one hit from this, and honestly, Espeon's a bit of an issue. And he may think I'm completely special, so he may just stay in. It's entirely a possibility. But definitely getting damage off on this is really nice. We basically just want to put everything in range of like our Urshifu and our Zeraora, effectively. But he didn't bring the Piloswine as well, so he doesn't actually bring... It brings one electric resist, but it doesn't resist the Play Rough. And Play Rough seems fairly free against his team. He is just going to Gleam. That's going to do nothing, and Earthquake may well just knock this out. It doesn't, it just misses out on it. Judging from that damage, it may well be Scarfed. I don't think he wants to give this up just yet. But what's he going to go into? Maybe the Regidrago? Maybe the Serena. He may go into Serena. I think I maybe just want to throw off another Overheat. No, I'm going to play it safer. I got my Tangrowth to switch into the Serena. Should he go into that now? Go into 5-Zard. Is that the... That's a Regidrago. Okay. See how much damage that does. It's not a lot at all. I kind of want to check to see how much this does, but at the same time, I really don't. So, I'm just going to go into my Gardevoir. If he has Crunch, then it would have to be banded to really be doing any damage. And honestly, if we get weakened, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm just going to go hard Gardevoir. It should be able to take any one hit just fine from this. Let me just calc Regi... Like, Regidrago is really annoying because you don't actually have a set on here. If he is Adamant, Choice Band, Crunch. It's from level 100. Yeah, it's not going to do enough. Get the Dragon's Maul, that's big. That is big. Yeah, he does just go for the Crunch. We can see how much damage that's doing. That's not Adamant. That did bring me down to 98, which is 38%. What's his... He does not have a Psychic switch in. straight up does not have a Psychic switch in. Does he have a Moonblast switch in? That he also doesn't really have. So I'm fairly happy just to throw off a Moonblast here. And he may well just sack off the Espeon. Yeah. He goes into Serena. This potentially is Assault Vest then. Just check to see how much this does. Yeah, that's 100% Assault Vest. No, that does nothing. I would assume AB. Just Assault Vest. Yeah, looks like it. So I'm just going to go out to my Tangrowth. I'm shocked that he didn't bring Urshifu. I genuinely am. I was definitely expecting it. Like, he may U-turn and go out to Darmanitan. If that's the case, then I can just protect and scout. He could well be sub-bulk up on that. But he just goes for the U-turn. That's another little bit of chip of damage. We'll take that. That did so much damage. Wow, I didn't expect that to do as much. So that must be adamant to do that much. It must be adamant choice, not choice band, Assault Vest. 27. I'm expecting Darmanitan to come out here. Because currently it goes into this instead. I was down to 147. Just checked calc for that. Yeah, that's actually got to be like Expert Belt maybe? I don't know. I'm going out to Colossal. You can predict that if you want. It doesn't have particularly great switch-ins to Colossal, so looks like it could actually just be Choice Band. Adamant Choice Band damage. Unless I'm missing something here. It does look like that Serena is Choice Banded. So it just goes for the Sticky Web. That's a little bit annoying. I'm not going to lie. That's a little bit annoying. I could just spin that away. But I also don't want a Gengar coming in. Like, that's one big thing I don't want, is Gengar coming in here. I don't believe for a second that he is staying in. Like, he may expect a spin. But yeah, I can't allow Gengar to come in. So he's going to use Thunder. Okay, I misplayed then. I honestly didn't think that he was going to let me potentially spin away. That definitely did a good chunk. I'm going for the Rapid Spin now. I definitely should have spun on that turn. That's a misplay on my part. I think we live this one though. Yeah, we just barely live. Okay, don't get fully powered. Let's get rid of the webs. Cool. And now I just Rapid Spin until I die. Or I could get rid of this thing. Do I need to get rid of it? No. I'm just going to Rapid Spin. Like, I have no reason to not Rapid Spin here. Like, as long as I don't get fully powered, I will eventually just kill him with Rapid Spin. And we'll keep the hazards away. And I think eventually I'm actually going to outspeed him. But it's going to take a long time. I think, and actually, a +6 paralyzed, no chance I outspeed. So, I forgot that I was paralyzed. I'm still a sassy nature as well. Like, he has to kill me effectively here. Always waiting for a full power, which is also like his probably his play actually. We just got to really hope for a no full power. Like, we're getting very lucky, I think, at the moment. But we do still have Zeraora that outspeeds his entire team. Okay, he just goes for the Giga Drain. I think at this point I'm fairly happy to just go into... Do I want to go into Gardevoir or do I want to go into my Zeraora? Like, Zeraora really doesn't give him any switch-ins at all. I quite like Zeraora here. Yeah, I'm gonna go Zeraora. I think that also at this point Gardevoir might be able to just sweep. Crazy enough, I think it might actually just be able to sweep. What do I want to go for here? Honestly, if he switches in Darmanitan, that's a crazy play. I'm just going to go for play rough. If he goes into Regidrago, it catches that. So we do connect, and that should knock it out from here. Yep, so no sticky webs, which is absolutely ideal. We did get very lucky with the Paras, but I do believe that Espeon is going to be Choice Scarf. And if that's the case, it's a bit of a problem. But I shouldn't be able to knock out my Zeraora from full. Not sure what the Regidrago set is. But it's definitely looking to be physical by the amount of damage it did with Crunch. That is the Darmanitan. Once again, I go into Swampert. Do I want to go into Swampert? I mean, there's no switch that I can make here that... yeah, no, sorry, he sagged off his Galvantula. I was just like, there's no switch that can mean that fucking Galvantula doesn't come back in. And of course his Galvantula is dead. I just killed that on the previous turn. Expecting... Okay, he goes for EQ. That is fine by me. So we take that just fine. He probably goes into Serena here, I would have thought. With that, we can see whether he's choice locked. If he goes for U-turn here, then we know he's not choice locked. Do I want to set my rocks? Honestly, yeah, I do. Because then if he rapid spins, he has to take damage with his Serena, and it's putting it closer and closer to being in range from Moonblast from Gardevoir. Gardevoir's looking like it's going to be pretty good. I think the Espeon is... please don't go into the Espeon. Okay, he did go into... I thought he was going to go into the Serena, but I just thought, actually, you know what? Espeon is also a potential. So yeah, we get the rocks up. I'm expecting... Like, if this is actually choice banned, then he may not have removal, and that would be amazing for me. But... actually, I think this doesn't get any setup, so I'm just going to protect to get a bit more health back. And then I'm going to go into my Tangrowth. Because we need this thing to be as healthy as possible to deal with that Darmanitan, because it does look like it's Choice Scarf. Goes for the U-turn. I still want to go into my Tangrowth here because it's not doing enough in regenerator damage. So yeah, I'm just going to go into my Tangrowth. Like, there's no drawback, effectively. You can U-turn, and it puts me basically in range of where I just get my regenerator when I switch out, so it's all good. It goes for the Power Whip, actually. So it's not choice banded. I don't know what item it is, but it's doing a lot of damage to my Tangrowth. That does a good chunk. And do I want to go for... What do I want to go for here? Honestly, the Regidrago could come in. I'm tempted to just go for... I might protect. I'm going to scout to see what he has first. And if he switches out, he switches out. Like, it's not the end of the world. We just get to scout, see whether he's got triple axle or not. Doesn't look like he's got triple axle. So in that case, I'm just going to go for the Leech Seed, because it looks like he wants to switch out. Like, this is fine by me. If he wants to U-turn again, he takes the Rocky Helmet damage, and it then is absolutely in range. He's just going to hard switch, and does go into the Regidrago. This potentially could be Dragon Dance, which is very scary for me. Do I want to just protect and scout? Possibly. Like, honestly, this is not really doing all too much for me at this point. But do I just want to throw it away like that? Like, my switch into Gardevoir is very obvious. I feel like Gardevoir's got a good endgame. May well just Dragon Dance here. If he Dragon Energies, I'm pretty sure I die. Just go straight at Dragon Energy, level 50. Yeah, I would die to that. I don't know what set he is though. I'm going to Protect. If he's Dragon Dance, that is a problem. But we get to scout out here and see what he wants to do. He does go for Dragon Dance, okay. But he is seeded, so there's only so much he can take. I can also go hard into Gardevoir after this. I can go into Urshifu after this. So if we lose our Tangrowth here, we lose our Tangrowth. I'm just going to go for an EQ. If he has Dragon Energy, he has Dragon Energy. Explosion. Okay. He just said I'm out. I'm done. This will probably kill us, I would have thought, +1. Never mind, that does not do nearly enough. He does get his Gengar outlow for free. And that's a worry. But we're going to see whether or not he has Nasty Plot, I feel. He isn't a Blueberry. That is the Gengar. Kind of happy just sacking this, I think. Like, there's nothing else realistically that... I mean, it can obviously still live some hits. But, yeah, I don't think it's worth keeping it around. In case he goes for Nasty Plot here, I'm just going to click Earthquake. He just Shadow Balls. Okay. He doesn't decide to Dynamax, which is smart. And man, this is a tough situation. I think I just go into my Gardevoir. I think I go Gardevoir and then put the pressure on, because he does not have a good switch into Psychic at this point. Like, he doesn't have a switch in tool to Psychic. This obviously gives away that I am Scarfed. He could be Scarfed himself, actually. That would certainly be an interesting... I didn't think about that. And it was brought against me in a mock that I did. I should have just gone hard into Urshifu and forced a switch. I guess we get information here. If he is Choice Scarf, then we get that info. So yeah, I'm just going to click Psychic. If he's Choice Scarf, he's Choice Scarf. Okay, he Dynamaxes. This won't kill, but it will still do a really good chunk, enough for Zeraora to be able to come in. Like, this will do maybe like 50-60%, I would have thought. And then Zeraora can come in and click Plasma Fist, because I know that does enough. Like, this is all fine. Curse bodies me, that sucks. If I wasn't going to die anyway. So yeah, I can just bring in Zeraora. There's no reason why my Zera shouldn't be able to. I'm adamant. Like, there is really no reason why Gengar should be able to live this, and I can't type. But yeah, there's no reason why it should be able to live. Dynamax. 41 to 48. I think that is my play. Honestly, I think that is my play. I think it's lower than 40%. If it's not, then it could just be game. No, that's definitely 100%. That's under 40%. Like, if it's not under 40%, if it lives this, then unfortunate. But the game is certainly still winnable. Okay, we knock it out. Good, good, good. Oh, that's the biggest threat. That's the biggest threat out of the way. I didn't throw that one. If it was Choice Scarf Gengar, and he was Choice Scarf and then knocked me out, At least I would have had that information, and I could have gone into my Urshifu and clicked Sucker. But he does still have the Darmanitan around. This thing is just rude, to be honest. It's just annoying. But again, I can go out into... Oh man, I don't have a switch in to Serena anymore. He might just U-turn. Can I just win this game with... So if he U-turns, can I just win this game with my Urshifu? I can win this game with Urshifu anyway, I want to say. So I'm willing to click Plasma Fist on his turn. And I may end up sacking here. He just goes for EQ. I thought we would go for U-turn. We actually lived that, which is amazing. And this should knock out the Darmanitan. It lived. It lived on one. Okay. You know, that is what it is. I'm going to keep my Zeraora around because I can still bring it in on the Serena. This game could come down to whether or not he's scarfed on his Espeon. I think he is scarfed, but whether or not he has Calm Mind, like, that would be the only thing that would actually stop me from winning this game. It's just going to EQ again. So I'm going to flip turn. I think I flip turn into... no, do I flip turn? No, I don't think I do. I think I stay in and then I sack this to Serena. I think that's my play. It's just to sack this to Serena. No, because if he switches out... No, if he switches out, then this doesn't take a hit. But then he can come in. This is rough. I think I flip turn and then I can sack to Serena later, if needs be. If he decides to preserve this. Okay, he doesn't. But I can still sack this to Serena later, get my Zeraora in, and click Close Combat. And like, it's not Scarf Serena, we've seen that much. So then I can just win, hopefully, with Sucker Punch in the late game. So yeah. I think here I go into... Yeah. Here I go into my Urshifu. And if he goes into his Serena, I click Wicked Blow. If he goes into... I should have enough speed to outspeed this, right? Just double check. Go into Pickles. So on this, I just go for the Sucker Punch. Yeah, I just Sucker on this. If it's Calm Mind, I think he just wins. No, actually, if it's Calm Mind, he doesn't, because Zeraora gets a kill. So we're going to pick up that kill with Sucker Punch. Unfortunately, we are going to have to sack to something, just because of Queenly Majesty. So it should be a 2-0 win. Because we know this isn't Choice Scarf, so unfortunately though it is going to mean that I'm probably going to sack off my Swampert, come back in and give Urshifu the kill. If I kept my Tangrowth around, then that would have been great, but it was never worth the risk. I don't think there was ever a risk that was worth taking against that Gengar, because like if I had just let it nasty plot, there was no way. Well, there was a way of me winning, but as he goes for play rough, that actually does knock me out. That's kind of wild. As yeah, I should outspeed this. I'm just going to take a second to make sure that I actually outspeed a max speed Serena. We know it's not Choice Scarf because it changed moves. It is Jolly. Yeah, I always outspeed. And I just go for the Wicked Blow for the kill. And we should be able to pick up this game 2-0. Which I think we played this one well. I don't think there's very many things that I would have done differently. Like, had we... Oh, I need to click Sucker Punch and that would have sucked. Yeah, had we been in a situation where... I mean, if he had clicked Rapid Spin on that turn, he actually probably would have won. I don't know. Don't think he had it. But, yeah, I think we played that relatively well. Maybe with the Colossal, we could have Rapid Spinned earlier. But honestly, I think we played that about right. And we just got lucky with Paras. But yeah, good game to Jorge. That was a really fun game, really close one, and I'm still in shock that he didn't bring Urshifu. Like, that blows my mind because he had so much offensive pressure with that thing. But yeah, good game to Jorge. If you did enjoy the battle, then please do leave a like and subscribe for the rest of the season. Make sure you don't miss out on any of the UPA and the BBR battles we're going to be playing this season. And yeah, we start this one off well, which we did do with our BBR season last season, and it tailed off, but I feel like our team is slightly better in this at least. But yeah, good game again to Jorge. Ton of fun. And yeah, I don't even know who we face in week 2. But week 2 will be same time again next week. We get a whole weekend of battles with the BBR and the UPA being up. I believe on different days. I should probably double check on that. But yeah, without going into too much, without rambling on too much, I guess. Yeah, if you did enjoy the video, then I've already said that. Man, I'm so bad at ending videos. Until next one, have a great day, guys. Peace.